Well, a very good day to you. Welcome to today's episode of The Big Question. I'm your host here, Simon Irungu, and don't forget to check out our new channel, Let's Talk Love Kenya. Where we want to address issues like the issue of the transline worker who was recording himself celebrating, and now the company is going to take disciplinary action against him, Prof. Now, this is some of the things that you are going to address. What's your take on their decision to discipline this person for celebrating?
Well, you can look at it in terms of, well, every company requires discipline. Every company now knows they are dealing with both sides of the political divide. You can make them lose their customers. The country is very charged. So for that reason, they may sanction the work and tell them that's bad. But again, like what I'm saying in my new channel, Let's Talk Love, let's understand, these are just emotions. People are happy, they have won. People are hurting, they have lost. Let's not make the situation worse for any group. If somebody is over celebrating, we shall just tell him, please moderate your celebration. If somebody is mourning and crying because they have been robbed or they have lost, let's also not go hard on them because they are human beings. Yeah.
Okay, now let's save that for Let's Talk Love Kenya. Check out the new channel, Let's Talk Love Kenya, with wonderful content of love, of Kenyans and politics. Now, let's move into today's conversation, Prof. Now, after the Supreme Court upheld William Ruto's victory,
Yes.
now there is diversion of the race to supremacy of Parliament, Prof.
Yes.
Who do you think maybe, or a person of what character is this job intended to?
Which job? The speaker?
The Speaker of the National Assembly.
You know, it's politics. It's not the best person. It is who we can put. Uhuru gave us a fairly lackluster character in the name of Justin Muturi, whose performance was underwhelming. But because Jubilee had the numbers, they gave him. ODM gave people a very good speaker in the name of Marende. I was on a BBC program immediately after, just before the elections of speaker, and I told Uhuru Kenyatta and Jubilee, show that you are going to govern the whole country by giving Marende another term, because he had such a sterling performance. At a time when ODM had the numbers and they could have messed Kibaki, there were situations where the speaker could have messed Kibaki's government, even take it home. But Marende stayed in the middle. He steered Parliament. So I was asking Uhuru Kenyatta, why wouldn't you just confirm Marende? If he couldn't do something bad when he was under Raila and Raila had the numbers, what is this bad thing he can do to you? But it's a question of giving people jobs. Another question of the performance they gave to Justin Muturi. Today they want to give it to Wetangula. We all know who Wetangula is.
But Azimio has also presented Kenneth Marende.
No, I think now I hear it is Kalonzo. They have changed again. It was Marende. Then I saw Kalonzo picking the nomination papers.
Okay.
So I don't know. But, apart from Kaparo and Marende, in the modern history, we've not had good speakers. Kaparo was a wonderful speaker. Ode, Marende, if you are sufficiently philanthropic, is known for that. He was a good speaker. Yes. But Justin Muturi was just so underwhelming.
Okay.
And I'm not convinced the best option for this parliament will be Wetangula.
Okay.
He's a good lawyer, astute, very, very intelligent, very eloquent. He would have no problem mastering, but his background doesn't, to me, make him a very good speaker.
Is it going to be a downhill task for him? Because he has the support of the Kenya Kwanza. That means he has the support of the president-elect.
Yeah, it's possible for him to win very easily. Very easily. But Kenya is also a tribal country. Some people may, and people know Wetangula. I may not be surprised because it's secret ballot. I may not be surprised if they don't vote for him. Secret ballot. Because they know the kind of person he is. When he was removed from the leader of minority in Senate, a lot of noise was made about Luyas being haunted by Raila's side and so on. But people said, this is a guy who can't even interact with his own colleagues.
Okay.
And the language he uses is like a boss, and yet it's just one of them. So that could stand in his way. But the numbers, by way of Kenya Kwanza, he has the numbers to make him speaker. But if some choose to go into the person of Wetangula, then either Marende or or Kalonzo, whoever Azimio will front,
Okay.
will win this thing.
Okay, now talk to me about the defection of MPs from other coalitions to Kenya Kwanza. Even though we know they are held by the agreement,
Yes.
they're supposed to be there for at least 3 months after elections.
Yes,
So
yes.
do you think it's going to affect the outcome of this election?
No, voting is by secret ballot. And you don't vote as parties, political parties. You vote as an individual member of parliament.
Okay.
The place where you are held as a political party is in deciding the leader of majority or minority. Then the leader of majority is the party with a majority or a coalition of majority. That is where it will be a little tricky. Because strictly by that definition, this thing could belong to Azimio at least for 3 months.
Okay.
That will be very tricky. I'm waiting to see. Because Azimio has the numbers. So strictly by law, they should be the ones to produce the leader of majority.
Someone who
But after 3 months, when people are now allowed to walk out, then the people will take it.
now someone will want to argue with you, saying that earlier on you have said that people are attracted to power.
It still stands up today. What has changed?
And currently, a candidate being supported by the Kenya Kwanza is a person being supported by someone in power. You think now?
That's what I'm saying. As Kenya Kwanza has the numbers to give Wetangula. Okay? Many people will want to do what Ruto will want done. But who tells you Ruto will want Wetangula for speaker? Please, this is politics.
Okay.
Knowing who Wetangula is, he may not want him to be number 3. He may whisper to Sudi and tell him, get 3-4 people to vote for Wetangula, for Kalonzo. Because I don't want this guy next to me. This is politics.
Okay, let me stop here
Yes.
that because Kalonzo has dropped the bid after his party National Executive Council said it will be humiliating. So Kalonzo is actually out of the race.
So who is there now?
It
Marende?
is Kenneth Marende flagging the Azimio flag. Is Kenneth Marende a match for Wetangula?
You know, Kalonzo was bringing something else. People also feel sympathy for Kalonzo. He's been tossed around and people are feeling bad for him. Those few sympathy votes from Meru and such a places could tilt the thing in his favor. There are Kambas who are not in Azimio, Maendeleo Chap, and other ones where, that could tilt things in his favor. But Marende, it will be a little difficult.
Sympathy, is it going to work in parliament really? Those people,
No,
do they have sympathy?
sometimes it works. There are a few people there with a conscience. Marende, to begin with, Marende the only way he can get this thing is if the Luya in Kenya Kwanza decide they better vote for
Moses Wetangula.
No, they better vote for Marende instead of Mata. And then for good reason. Some are in Vihiga, and that's where Marende comes from. So Mboko Milemba of Muhaya, we have Charles Gimose of Amisi, we have even a UDA candidate in Sabati where Mudavadi comes from, Siloya, those 3 or so. Then the other lawyers in Kakamega County, 1 or 2. In JND, he may feel like it's better to go with Marende than with Wetangula. Wetangula is a very arrogant politician. And a few others, even where he comes from. Only in those circumstances can Marende win with Azimio numbers.
Okay.
But I find it an uphill task. Wetangula could get it.
Okay.
But again, there's something else. It also means, for some of the Luya MPs, especially from Vihiga and Kakamega, it means if Wetangula becomes speaker, he will upstage Mudavadi. He will have gone higher than Mudavadi in the hierarchy. Because speaker is number 3 in the country. And with the arrogance of Moses Wetangula, certainly he will want to carry his weight around.
Okay, let me ask you this, Prof.
Yes.
Moses Wetangula and Musalia Mudavadi,
Yes.
currently, without looking the position they are holding currently, who do you think is high in the Muleme?
It is Mudavadi. Mudavadi is the undisputed king of the Luya. It's just that he has not been carrying himself. He doesn't want to leave that position. But he's ahead of any other political leader in Western. That is, if you ask anybody random, they will tell you. They'll tell you. There's nobody.
Okay.
He's the one who is up there, but he has not been using that position effectively. Some of us have been whipping him to move, and his supporters think we don't like him. No, because we see he has potential, which has not been utilized. So what I'm saying, if with that approach to politics that Mudavadi has, then you have Wetangula being the Speaker of the National Assembly, certainly Mudavadi will go now lower, and Wetangula will be the undisputed king of Western.
And
so that will affect Wetangula's bid.
Do you think Musalia Mudavadi wouldn't want for Moses Wetangula to be Speaker?
If he's not a politician. Okay. If he's a politician, and by a politician I mean you have ambition, why would he want Moses Wetangula? Quietly, you will tell your ANC people, quietly, vote for Marenda. Quietly. Because he will upstage you. He'll be the number one in the region. He will be the loyal leader. And Wetangula, being the man he is, aggressive, arrogant, ambitious, he will carry his weight around. And wherever you are, a pecking order will demand that he's ahead of you.
But we've seen the relationship between the two.
Clearly, politics doesn't work. I said if Mudavadi is a politician, that's not how politics. Politics, I'm laughing with you, but I'm stabbing you behind with a dagger. That's how politics works. So Mudavadi, if he was a really politician, he would not want Wetangula to win this seat. Because again, if Wetangula becomes Speaker of the National Assembly before Ruto forms his government, it will be very difficult for Ruto to pick a senior cabinet position and give to the lawyers. He will give Mudavadi a very useless ministry. Or just tell him you are a cabinet secretary. What are they calling? Prime cabinet secretary, whatever they are calling. Others were calling the chief minister. Others were calling prime cabinet. Going to BBI, both of them. He will give him that and it's empty. It has nothing. Because you cannot give two senior things like finance and the National Assembly to the lawyer. So Mudavadi will be aware of that. And they should whisper to Mboko, Milemba and Gimose to vote for Marenda. And a few Linjendi and a few, like about 6, 7 from the lawyers in Kenya Kwanza. Marenda can get about 4, 5, 6.
Okay.
And that will be the end of Wetangula.
Okay. Now, you being a political analyst, I think you know so much to do with politics. What do you think these members of parliament have in mind when they are going to the secret ballot to elect?
What guides the members of parliament, other than they talk about money changing hands, which is, this is Kenya, it's possible, it may be true or it may not be true, other than money, there's also what the party leader thinks. There is excitement the Kenya Kwanza has of winning this election. And there is the general acceptance and feeling that they should take the speaker position. So it doesn't need a lot of persuasion. They'll be going there to vote for Wetangula. Because we have won, we have the president, we want the National Assembly. Few will reflect upon this first before they vote. So for that reason, Wetangula may win.
Okay. Now, do we see this election for this position going for a second round? Because we know in order for you to win, you have to get 233 votes among the 349 available, Prof. Now, it will go to a race between the top two. Let's maybe conclude it's going to be between Moses Wetangula and Marenda.
It always goes to a second round.
Now, when it goes to a second round, is it going to be a downhill task for either of the two?
It's very tricky. The things I've said will come into play. Sometimes at that point, people begin to talk now. Maybe the tie is just 2 votes, but they didn't get to 233. Maybe the difference is 3 votes. Watu wanaanza kuangaliana, and they give it to Wetangula because we are about to lose. Who among us didn't give? Please. There are some people who voted for Marenda. Who are these? Please. And they would suspect, they would know. Then they come to you and be aware. What are you doing? I've just spoken to Ruto right now. You saw me from outside. Yeah, I was talking to the president. He's saying, what are this you are doing? Kumeni wongo. But Ruto can also call you. Say, I'm told you have not voted for Wetangula. You know, those are intrigues in politics. We've seen them happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now Moses Wetangula dropping from being a senator, and probably maybe he wins or he doesn't win, Prof. Is it the right move for him? Because
those are the risks you take in life. You can choose to be in a comfortable zone, comfort zone, where you are Senator of Bungoma. But you can take the risk and become speaker.
Had in command.
You know, you can also be president if you are speaker. I'm telling you. If something happened to both the president and the deputy president, you are the money to become president. It's worth the risk. It is worth the risk. And if you are an ambitious politician and for 5 years you are a speaker, you are not buried like previous speakers. And Wetangula is a very ambitious politician. 5 years as speaker. Hey, he will have upped his kabisa. He will be up there in the skies. Don't play with Masika. He's a very, very crafty and ambitious politician.
Okay.
So as Speaker of the National Assembly, which is in the pecking order is number 3, he'll be in a good state to do great things for himself and for his political future. And I think it was worth the gamble. Okay,
I guess that's a good place to wrap up the conversation. Well, stay tuned to the channel as we await the race of supremacy in Parliament. Well, till we have this conversation again, enjoy the rest of your day.